Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed is a spiritual crossing of the threshold to the world of being a truly expanded human being. Join mediums Cheryl and Kelley for conversations about discovering deep spirituality, developing your intuitive and empathic skills, and personal mediumship. Each episode will focus on tips, tools, and techniques to help you understand and expand your own inner gifts of life journey. Now, your host of Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed, Kelley and Cheryl.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's program. Kelley, it's great to see you. How you doing today?
Hello, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing really good too. Thank you.
I
We
love
want to
you in
welcome.
blue. I just wanted to tell you that you look so pretty.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love wearing blue. I always feel good in blue.
Yeah, it looks good in your necklace. You look
Ah,
very stunning. I love it.
thank you. Thank you. Well, welcome everyone to our program today, Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. This is your show to ask a medium. So, Kelley and I are so excited that we get to share more about our experiences. We get to share more about what we've learned from being a medium, what we like most about being a medium, what we can offer you, or what we can share with you about if you're interested or if you think you're a medium, how to develop it. So there's lots of email questions coming in. We so appreciate it. For those of you that like to send us a question, you can either type something in the comment section now or send your question to questions@seeingbeyondradio.com.
Let me
But
put,
once again, yeah, welcome everyone. We have lots of questions coming in, so we'll just jump in right away.
okay.
Just to let everyone know, we are having some storms out here in California, but we do have a good internet connection right now. So we're going to keep ask the spirit, ask our angels to get us through a great show today.
Yes, it will be great. Don't even worry about it. That's all I
No, there you go. So Kelley, can we start asking you a question, and then maybe we'll just go around. We can
You
ask
want,
you a question, take
yeah,
a question.
yeah, like go for it. I mean, you know me, I can
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah. Well, I think that how we should start with everyone today, because there were some great questions coming in about psychic versus medium. So, Kelley, if we were to help explain, like, what is a psychic, what is a medium, and what's the difference? Why don't we just start there?
Yeah, that sounds great. I
Yeah.
think we're having some technical difficulties on Facebook, so I just wanted to bring that to
Okay.
Todd's attention. Um, Not saying, yeah, it says that it's not streaming to Facebook, Todd. And that might be why we don't have very many viewers right now. So
Hmm.
I don't know. It said it was a technical
Uh,
issue. Facebook is down. Okay.
mm.
Well, you know what? We're recording. Are we recording, Todd?
You know what? We are recording, and YouTube's down as well. We're recording, and I can't tell you, Kelley, how many people I've heard just this last week about how they listen to the recording of our show.
Well, that's right. Yeah, we'll just keep going and if we get back up on Facebook, fantastic. If not, whatever. I mean, it happens the way it's meant to be. Well, it looks like we're back on Facebook or part way because somebody just liked us on Facebook.
Yay.
Brianna found it, it looks like. So let's start. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Yeah. So look, Frank sent us an email. So hello, Frank. Thanks for being a viewer of ours. We so appreciate having you as a fan. We love helping you understand mediumship and psychic abilities. So Kelley, my question to you as a medium, what is the difference between medium and psychic? What do they mean? How do we help someone understand that?
The way I like to explain it to people is if I'm doing a psychic reading, I'm thinking of this connection between me and them,
Hmm.
and I'm connecting to their energy. And when it's mediumship, it's somebody that is not in a physical body now, that's passed away. So I'm doing the same kind of connection, but to the soul, not to the physical body. So those are the two differences. So this one here, where I'm reading just, me and my sitter, That's a psychic reading where I'm just answering their questions, tuning into their issues, tuning into their body, all of that. But that's different than mediumship. There is no physical body. It's the soul that is passed on, and I'm connecting with them in a similar way, but not you're not able to connect with a physical body, right?
That's great. Great definition. Thanks for explaining that. I also want to add that
Yeah.
many people may have heard this, but for those of you that haven't, every medium is already a psychic, but not every psychic is a medium.
Yes.
All right. Because mediums really have to raise their vibration. We have to raise our awareness, raise our vibration to connect to the soul that's in the spirit world. It may be your loved one, it may be an angel, a spirit guide. It may be bringing through a message for you from beyond, so to speak. So a medium does raise their vibration to connect to the other world, so to speak.
You know, I mean, I have a little issue with that
Mhm.
definition now. Over time, I've kind of developed
Yeah,
my own kind of philosophy.
yeah. I
Um,
think my screen is spirit
oh,
is on my screen.
woo, yes, seriously, ooh, Cheryl, it's kind of cool. I'm just gonna keep talking to the digital Cheryl here. But,
Okay.
I often tell people that tell me, "Oh, I'm great at psychic, but I can't do mediumship."
Mhm.
And I say, "Imagine that you're doing a psychic reading, but the person's just not here." Right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we can do a psychic reading over the phone, right? We don't have to be
Mhm.
sitting in front of somebody. So
Mhm.
when I put it to my students that way and I tell them to visualize the person they're connecting to in the spirit world as a physical person sitting in front of them and
Mhm.
pretend like you're doing a psychic reading, they all of a sudden are doing the best mediumship readings ever and didn't believe they could do it.
Right,
So
right.
I think that they are very similar. And I think we raise our vibration to do both. But I think there's different levels because I also have people that are angel card readers or
Mhm.
they connect with the angels and they do Reiki and then they come in to learn mediumship and they
Mhm.
keep shooting up to the angels. That's a higher frequency, right?
Mhm.
So I have to kind of tell them, imagine you're in a stairs and you're stepping down, come back down to the mediumship level.
I like that.
Yeah.
Should I log out and come back in?
Maybe
Or
try it.
I'll
Try
I'll
it.
see you
Cheryl.
guys. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Oh. So Cheryl will be back, everybody. Sorry about that, but we're having some bad storms in California. Apparently, we're going to freeze over, and it's going to be the ice age. No, I don't know. I'm just kidding. But we're all going to see snow no matter where we're at, apparently. And I know where Cheryl's at. The storms are hitting already. I saw it on the news. It's pretty strong. So definitely, she's having some issues there. Oh, and you like the staircase idea. Me too, stepping up and down, to the different levels. Yeah. It's how I'm a visual person. Not everybody is, but I think visually imagining it helps. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome
Hi.
back.
Thank you. Thank you. Just traveled around the universe and came right back. Thank you.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Here's somebody wrote something, but I'm trying to read it. Um, it says, see the whoops, it's moving on me. Uh, it says, see the difference between psychic and mediumship. A psychic is picking up from a spirit with a physical body, as a mediumship is communicating with a spirit without a body. Exactly.
That is a
One
great way to look at
one
it.
with a
Mhm.
body, one without. Um, oh, look at this. I have battery operated candles that come on by themselves. Can you tell me who is with me when this takes? Do you want to tune in right now? I don't think we're doing readings right now, but I just like that they turn on automatically. We'll probably tap into this a little bit later, Debbie. We're going to continue with the show though, but that caught my eye because I thought that was kind of cool. Um, yes. Oops. There we go. Anyways, let's move on with all
Yeah.
of our technicalities.
So well, it's actually a good day because it's an energy day, right? So it makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense that there's a storm going on. We're talking about mediumship, psychic world, and really to talk about lightning storms, they really, you can feel the energy, right, from the storms that are around, right? If you tune into a big lightning storm, for example, I think that's why some people are attracted to watching them, or, wanting to, they're just in such amazement that there's a lot of energy happening. And that's what Kelley and I do, is raise that vibration, or we tune in to have that awareness. And really, storms may bring energy, is what I'm saying. So,
Lightning finds me.
mm,
I've been struck twice, not physically, but my vehicle and my RV when I was in it. Yeah,
gosh.
it just finds me. It's like, oh, where's Kelley? Oh, there it is. Let's get it.
And there's a saying about, there's a veil, right? People say, well, your loved ones are on the other side of the veil, or the veil is thinning. And I want to say that my belief system around that now is because that's what it is about being a medium, is that we are always reviewing and reflecting and
Yes, yes,
evolving
growing.
too, right?
Yes,
We
growth.
are also restating or rewording our belief system. And I don't believe there is a veil. I believe the veil is gone. I don't believe there's a veil in my experience, and that's me personally. And that's always where I can speak from, is my personal experience.
And I
And
agree
Kelly's
with
probably
you.
the
I
same.
agree with you. I
Yeah.
mean, I just think we're so connected, and,
Mhm.
and as children, many children are just so open, and they don't see there's a difference. I know my son, when he was little, used to poke people to see if they were spirits or real,
Mhm.
because to him, he physically saw them all. And
Mhm.
I think I did the same thing as a small child as well.
Mhm.
There was such
I
a connection.
and my spirit guide, I saw a spirit guide in one of my meditations that was just as real as day, so to speak. It was
Mhm.
just as real can be. So how can we how can we say that they're so far away, or they're on the other side? They're right here, our loved ones, and we are in the spirit world already, because we are spiritual beings. So we are having a human experience.
Mhm.
So maybe we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and also, we're human beings having a spiritual experience. Like, it's both ways, right? I just want to say that we're in the vibration of our loved ones who have crossed over, right? I
Yes.
do believe it's about recognizing the signs, or some of the senses, using those clairs,
Mhm.
claircognizance or clairvoyance, clairaudience, that clairsentience, clair um did I mention all of them? I mentioned the
There's
4
so
top
many.
ones.
I cannot say them all. Okay, there's clear audience, clairvoyant,
Sentience and
alien,
claircognizance.
au
There's clairalience, which is the
alien.
smelling. So you may smell cigarette smoke, or
Mhm.
smell a cologne, or a favorite
I
flower of
have
theirs.
very strong smell, but I don't.
Yes.
What's funny is I can't smell anything in the living, but I
Uh-huh.
can smell everything in spirit,
Oh my god. Oh my god. And
and
then
I
there's
can taste better in spirit too.
yeah. They don't burn the toast, so to speak. Uh, and then there's also clairgustance, tasting.
Yeah.
Maybe you can, like, I tasted the medicine that when I was tuning into someone that passed over, I
Mhm.
I was tuning into the medicine they were taking. Or you can even taste the pasta sauce that grandmother used to make, right, as a way of validating someone's loved one, grandmother on the other side. So,
I get
uh,
metallic for certain pills,
do
metallic
you?
flavor in my
Yeah.
mouth. Um,
Mhm.
I get cigarettes. I've gotten the flavor of cloves for clove cigarettes
Mm.
on my
Mm.
lips.
Mm.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I found something interesting this weekend. I did a den with Thomas, and we were both talking about how we work, because every medium works slightly different, and well, we all kind of have our little specialty.
Mhm.
And so I basically I use all my clairs, but they're not all super strong. My clear knowing and my clear feeling are super strong, right? But the rest of them are there. Thomas, he just doesn't feel things.
Mhm.
He gets everything. It's just more of a knowing, he was saying,
Mhm.
and hearing. He hears
Mhm.
and sometimes he sees. And I thought that was fascinating. Um,
Mhm.
because you think you got to have them all working, but you don't.
Mhm.
And we don't all use,
Yeah.
everybody's different. And he's phenomenal. I mean, I think he's a prodigy when it comes to mediumship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So using the clairs, people want to develop all of them, and the spirit world is going to use the one clair that works best for their communication with you.
Mm-hmm.
Or they may use two clairs, or if you have two people coming through, say both mom and dad are coming through, dad may be connecting through the medium in the knowing or the claircognizance, where mom is connecting with the medium clairaudiently or clairsentiently. So that's how we can connect with multiple spirits coming through at one time. And I myself, my knowing has really strengthened. I feel like I'm going through a transformation this year and even months before, where my knowing, my claircognizance is really, I'm so pleased and just thrilled and grateful that that is strengthening. And I've always been clairaudient. I've always heard. And then I'm very clairsentient as well. And I love the smelling and the tasting too. I just love it's almost like we feel like we're there with them, right? Or we feel that they're absolutely around,
Favorite food, or
Oh,
like there's so many fun things, and they use our information, our data bank. So there's no denying I love food. And so spirit always loves to show me like their favorite dish, or what they're eating over in spirit, and what they miss from someone's home cooking,
yeah.
And I get the funniest things. I love it. I just love it.
Well, good. Well, Kelley, let me just ask you then, as a medium, how did you start mediumship, or how long have you been a medium? How did
I
it
think
come
that's
to
such an
you?
interesting question, because I feel like I've been a medium since birth, but I
Mhm.
don't feel like I really embraced it or allowed it into my life until I was about 40. And that was, shortly after Aiden was born, my youngest, who's going to be 16 tomorrow.
Hey,
Anyways,
happy birthday.
he was such an odd child that he brought back so many memories of my own childhood, because he was so much like me, that I decided I wanted to learn more about it and get guidance on how to help him.
Mhm.
And then I just absolutely fell in love with this work. My first class, I gave the most amazing reading ever to this day. And I just remember the feeling of spirit in my energy, and just how good it felt. It was like it's like the best high ever, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it was just so amazing. And I just was like, felt like it was just, I remember it to this day. And I came home and I was like, this is all I want to do.
I
And
love it.
that was it. It was all over. I mean, I've been doing it ever since.
I
So
love
I
it.
would say spirit gave me him to force me into doing this.
So is that what you like most about being a medium, is the high that you get, or what do you like most about being a medium? What
It's changed over the years.
has it changed? It could be many things too,
Yeah,
more
in
than one
the
thing.
beginning, it was just that euphoric feeling of
Mhm.
the meditation, of the connecting with spirit, that almost familiarity of being connected with my angels that I always had as a child, that I still had as an adult, but it wasn't as strong. So all of those things just felt like home to me, and
Mm.
felt like second nature. And just
Mhm.
also the connections of finding and meeting my people. I mean, all my life I've never fit in until I became a medium, where I really found people that I felt like they understand me, and I don't have to pretend to be somebody different.
Mhm.
Those things were amazing in the beginning, but now it's more of, I love to teach other people and see that light go off in them and feel that energy go off in them. So that's my new high, I say. I feel like it's a gift to be able to connect in with somebody who's learning, and I'm able to kind of guide them where they're getting stuck. And I love that.
It's wonderful, Kelley. Well, you certainly are a great teacher, and using the staircase as an example, that, as you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
that was a great example. And anytime we can teach and give a visual or give an example on what we mean, then it comes across as something easy and fun to learn, right?
Yeah. What do you like most about being a medium, Cheryl?
What I like best about being a medium is I feel like I feel like it makes sense in this world, right? This world makes sense when I can connect being a medium. Also, seeing people's lives change from a reading, from being the medium to connect with their loved one
Mhm.
is a true gift. I mean, I really feel very blessed to be able, because people who may never have believed in this afterlife, and that is a survival of the soul's consciousness, and we do survive the physical body, and we do continue on, and to bring through information that people can validate and confirm, being an evidential medium, I find joy in just an amazing, it's a miracle, really,
Right?
really a miracle. I don't know. Yeah.
It
It's
is. It is. And I remember Mavis used to say it's not a gift,
yeah.
and I really think it is a gift.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm honestly, I think it's a gift.
Hmm.
Um, can I ask you a question, Cheryl? Because
Sure.
we have like a bunch of questions we put together, and I love them. You put them together, so
Oh,
thank you, Cheryl.
you're
You're
welcome.
like so amazing at coming up with these questions. But I like this one. How has being a medium changed your life?
Oh my God. Being a medium has changed my life because it has allowed me to be who I am. Because I never felt like I was doing the right thing in my life until I stepped into mediumship and intuition and teaching or doing demonstrations or giving readings. So it feels like I have connected with a higher part of my soul. And that's how it changed my life. And really, the angels came to me and changed my life. They picked me up by my shirt sleeves and dropped me in a lifeboat and said, "We need you to do this full time," because I was only doing it part time or on the weekends or in the evening. And they're like, "Full time, because we want to really bring through that energy that we're here. We want to tell more people. We want to be able to connect with more people. We need you." And so they helped me create the space in my life to be able to have the privilege to reach more people. And I love it.
I love it. And,
Yeah,
and can I ask you this? Because you live with your mom, you help take care of her, right?
I do. Yes.
What does your mom think of this?
Oh, my mom is extremely psychic. My mom is extremely intuitive. My mom had books of Edgar Cayce when I was growing up. My mom had books of well, back then was the Amazing Kreskin when I was growing up, right? It was like Mentalists or whatever you could find on TV or anything. But
Yeah,
my mom was old school too, because other loved ones in our family were psychic, like my great aunt who worked for the Air Force, who was, I'm sorry, hired by the Air Force to find a missing pilot and plane. So my great aunt did that back in the day, but you would never hear about that, the government using any psychic. But really, my mom loves what I do and that I'm able to help people. She doesn't do it herself, professionally. She's an actress or a retired actress in that way. But we've always been around intuitive people. Like a lot of her friends have been intuitive, and a lot of my friends are intuitive. And now, it's just I don't know. It's just almost like you find that tribe or that
yes,
people of like minds.
I
Yeah.
love that, I love that. Yeah, that's beautiful. I think that, it was such it's almost like it just I've always complained in my adult life, like, it was so difficult to make friends, and then when I joined this mediumship world, I made friends everywhere I went,
Mm,
and I have all these friends, like, I would consider, they're decent people I could call up and if I'm gonna be
mhm,
in town and have lunch with them or things like that, and when my son died, the love I got from the mediumship community was
mhm,
just unbelievable.
mhm.
I never had that in my entire life, never.
Wow.
It was just beautiful.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah,
really opened up and changed and enriched our lives, right? So mediumship really has enriched our lives.
I
Yeah.
and I think everybody's a medium and
Mhm.
a psychic. I
Mhm.
don't like that saying, like, everybody can be psychic, but not everybody's a medium. I mean, I've been using that saying for years too, but I honestly believe that I believe that we're all born with these gifts, and we're able to really, embrace them and understand them and use them. It doesn't mean we're all going to be working mediums, but we
Mhm.
can definitely connect with our own loved ones, people that we're connected to. I think, if anything, it helps with grief, like so
Mhm.
many things. I just love mediumship.
Yeah, they're both phenomenal fields to step into, and people are mediums for different reasons, whether it's to do readings or for their own personal use, or they use their psychic ability to help find missing people, or there are medical mediums, so to speak. I mean, there's different fields that we can step into or that we're drawn to. I know for me today, what I've been doing lately, I've been doing a lot of medical intuitive readings, and I love it because I'm able to, and why that versus another area of focus. It's just worked out that way for me, and I love it, and I've always had that opening in that area. I've always been fascinated with the anatomy of the body. I've been fascinated with medicine, I guess, or Chinese medicine as well,
Yeah.
other types of holistic medicine, and how we're all connected. So I've done a lot of medical intuitive readings, really as of late, but it's just keeps growing, and I love it. I love that part of what
It's
I
like
do.
spirit takes you down that route because
It
they know
does.
where you belong, right? And they bring these opportunities, and we're open and we see them and we jump on them. I have
Mhm.
to say there's a really interesting thing happening in our emails.
Oh, tell
Um,
us.
so we got a lot of questions, Cheryl.
Yeah, I know we have a lot. I didn't know which ones to choose, Kelly.
But I have to go to this one because it's fascinating to me. And, maybe it's just me. So we got an email from Jesse de la Tour, and he would like us to tell him anything that we can about Bernadette and Bernadette's birthday he gives us. And he wants to know if she comes to him, does she stay with him? So he's trying to connect with a loved one in spirit, right? He has lots of questions about
Oh.
her. Then immediately after that, I got an email from Bernadette, but not the same Bernadette, right?
Oh,
But is that not like, what the heck?
that
And
has to
she
be
wants to
spirit.
know what it was. I would like to know what I was in my last life. I mean, is that
Oh,
so interesting?
that is, the circle of life, right? The synchronicities. That's
That
the
is so
spirit world,
synchronistic.
synchronicities.
So I have to say, Jesse, this just caught my eye because it said Bernadette, and then Bernadette's right above it, and obviously she's with you always. I'm just gonna leave that with you for now. I mean, I'm not gonna do a
Yeah,
reading right now, but yeah,
yeah. And
obviously, it's clear that's a sign from spirit, okay? That was amazing.
that's amazing, Kelly. Thanks for seeing that. And Frank has a question here on the comments, and I do want to address it because Frank is asking, do you both believe that you had this ability in a prior life? So, Kelly, I'm going to hand that to you. How do you feel about that question? And I'm going to answer it after you.
I do believe that I had this in a prior life, and I also believe that, I was somebody in my family, my great-grandmother. I
So you
believe
bel
I
Mhm,
was her, and I believe that, I had the gift, but back then, it wasn't something you embraced,
mhm,
but people had it, right?
mhm.
Um, I've always had a strong connection to her. I know she's one of my guides, but I actually feel like she's a guide, and I also believe that I was her in my past life.
I love that.
I mean, we won't know for it's just a knowing or a feeling.
It
What about
is.
you, Cheryl?
So, when read your question, Frank, I went right back to Egypt because I know I've had many past lives, and in Egypt, being a seer or a mystic. I knew that, so I just know things, and I travel to these places, and I encourage everyone to travel to whatever part of the world if you want, if you want, or at least study it. If you can't, if you're not able to travel, at least study that area, watch a video about it or books, find out because it resonates. I'm telling you that deja vu is real, right? When you step
Yes.
in and you're like, I know this place. I feel the vibe. And you just tears. I just had so many tears in Egypt when I went there on my travels. But yes, absolutely. I've had many lifetimes as
When did you go to Egypt?
I went to Egypt. This was, 20 years ago,
Oh, you
maybe.
need to come again with me in
I
November.
Yes, well, we want to talk about it too because I can probably narrow it down to maybe 2003. Well, maybe I don't know, somewhere early 2000. I
Wow.
went to Egypt, and it was the time of my life, I have to say. And I want to tell everyone, because we're on Egypt, Kelley is taking a tour group. You are leading a group of
Yes.
lovely people. It's a small group, so I mean, you're going to have a lot of. Kelly's going to be teaching along the way. Is that right, Kelley? Or
Yeah, we'll be
and
doing I'll be doing little
med-
tiny readings for
yeah,
everybody and stuff like that.
but it's really about seeing Egypt and the Nile and seeing these amazing um, temples, of Isis, and moving and seeing Cairo and all
Yes.
different places. So Kelley's leading a tour group. So if you can make it, I believe you're going in November 11/11.
Yeah.
We're going 11/11 to November 22nd, so 11/22.
So,
And she's
and
putting
I
the
have
link
a
in.
meeting too this Sunday to learn more about it.
Oh, yes. So everyone, yeah, please, if you're interested or you have questions, Kelley, join her this Sunday for like a free hour of questions around the trip and, you
We'll go
know,
over the
the
itinerary, how you
itinerary.
can afford this trip, like what our payment plans are, all the amazing, amazing places we're gonna go and answer any questions and everybody who signs up, you know, will get a free, I think, a 30-minute reading just
Mhm.
before the trip.
Yeah. This is a great way to go where you will have a tour guide, I believe, Kelley, but it's a safe way to travel. You're going to be with Kelley, you're going to be with a professional
Egypt
tour guide, Egyptologist, right? So I believe me, I thought about joining you, Kelley. I'm like, oh my God, because I'm telling you, it's life changing. It really is. You will come back, you know,
Well, we'll talk
so
after the show,
fulfilled.
Cheryl. I'm gonna
You
put
will. But you know what? You know what else it reminds me of is everyone doesn't know this yet. And Kelley and I didn't know this till yesterday. But talking about synchronicities, let's talk about the number two. So, right now, our show today, we're in the second season. So, season two, we're on episode 20. That's another two. Today is February. That month is a two. It's February 22nd, 2 2, right? And then we're into 2023. So
lots of
this,
twos.
this is a master number, right? This is a master number. The number two, the number 22. Know that it's a power number. Lots of synchronicities. And we didn't know we were going to do the show. We didn't know that the medium interview would be on this show today. We knew it, we had a plan for it. We didn't know it would be in today's show. So it's amazing how that turned out. So for all of you, if today is a super power day for you, know that you're definitely paying attention to the series of numbers or even different numbers. I have a client that always sees 333. That's perfect.
My favorite numbers. Oh,
Oh my God.
there you are. You froze up for just a split
Oh,
second.
did I?
I
Did
lost
I?
you. So,
So I have another question, Kelley, for you. And then I want to do another email question or
yeah, we have
I
so
want
much.
to ask you, Kelley, if you could share something with someone who wants to be a medium. First off, do you think, you know, if people are interested in learning about mediumship, maybe how it can help them in their personal life, or and what can you share with people about how to encourage them to maybe take that step and sit in a development group or take a class? Um,
I I I think that, yes, it can enhance everyone's life. If anything, who doesn't want to be more in tune with their own body
mm,
and with their clairs and understanding, because we're not taught these things as children, right? But
mhm,
we can use this in our life. It can help us really, uh, I want to say, read people in our lives to know and use discernment on like who we should maybe avoid or who we should, reach out to more, who needs us. It can also help us understand, lots of things in life. Like, we don't have to go see a psychic medium. We can kind of tune in and get our own information from our higher self if we learn to develop and fine tune these gifts that we're all born with, you know?
I
Uh,
love it.
there's a lot. I mean, I encourage everybody that is curious to definitely take a class. You don't have to be a medium to
Mm-hmm.
know how to do it. Take a beginner class and just embrace it and go in with an open mind,
Mm-hmm.
and be like a childlike, I say,
Uh,
because don't overthink it and just say things as they come to you. You will find yourself your jaw dropping because you got stuff. I
I
mean,
love
it's amazing how it happens.
And, being a medium and a psychic, I know Kelly and I were interested in other things too. We learn about crystals, right? We
Yeah.
learn about numerology. I learned about
Oh,
hypnotherapy. So I became a certified hypnotherapist, or we learn about healing. We learn energy healing, whether it's a part of our natural work, because being a medium and a psychic, we are naturally tuned into the higher vibrations. So I believe healing is part of our work because it's just a natural part of opening up those chakras, having that compassion. And that's really that setting that intention. So healing is really a great benefit that we've received, that we're able to share with people from being a medium, from being a psychic.
yeah. And I love that. I love that. Should we read a
I'd
question?
love to, Kelly.
I'm looking through the emails for questions about mediumships. So
Okay.
here's a good one that I really like. Do
Okay.
mediums, it's from N. Hornibrook. Do mediums or psychics remember the downloads or messages that come through?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Or are they sort of channeled and then forgotten?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for bringing us your guidance and wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Natalie. That's the name. I just saw it at the bottom. So I want to say that when I'm doing a dem or if I'm doing a mediumship reading, I often don't remember what I said as soon as the reading's over. When somebody starts bringing it up like I remember, I feel bad. But it's in and out, and that's how it's because I'm channeling. But on occasion, if something really what do you call, like, certain
Resonates or
yeah, certain things I can't forget.
uh-huh.
They stuck with me.
Wow.
And when you say downloads, I get downloads when I'm sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
and I do typically remember those. As a child, I have to be honest, they downloaded math to me, and I was a mathematician, and they ran out of math classes for me. But math was very important to me. It was my only happy thing at school. I loved math, and
Mm-hmm.
Spirit was always teaching me math at night. And when I was an adult, I designed databases, and math was very important in my databases. And if I got stuck on an equation, I would figure it out at night with Spirit. They would download information to help me fix my report that wasn't functioning right with the programming language and the equations.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, yes, I do remember the downloads when we're supposed to remember them. But during a reading, I typically don't remember that downloaded information. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. I love it. Uh, so I have a question too, because, well, Maria asked a question is, how and what age did you both know you were psychic? So Kelly, you said about your whole life. Is there an age that you really kind of remember the beginning of when your experiences or when
I
it
want
started
to
for you?
say that I always thought I was, but I never really knew for sure. But one summer when I was 10, I was having our house was full of a lot of energy, let's just say that. I was having wild, crazy dreams and talking to spirits that I wasn't familiar with. And somebody had been murdered that lived in the house
Mm,
previously.
mm,
And he wanted us to it was like this little afternoon like movie, right? Me and my friend, we were playing the Ouija board every day, talking to him, writing down all the clues about his passing. He was murdered. And we would walk around the neighborhood with our little pad of paper and everything we'd gotten from the reading, and we would like interview the neighbors about him
oh,
and validate a lot of the information. But then her mother caught on, and she was banned from hanging out with me. So we never did solve the case. So I would say at a very early age, I was very aware of it,
That's great.
especially the psychic. I just knew who was gonna call, who was gonna come to my
Mhm,
door. I knew my
mhm,
house was gonna burn down before it burned down for, like, a week. I just knew things, and I always knew when there was gonna be an earthquake and
mhm,
all of that. I just knew random
mhm,
things, and I didn't know why I knew them or how I knew them.
mhm.
So
I first saw spirit at the age of 3. So, I first saw the spirit at the age of 3 coming to me as a golden light, a beautiful light. I was not afraid at all. It was all of love and compassion, and I just felt very playful, and I feel like I was connecting with this energy that I had known before and that came to visit me several times through my youth. And really, growing up, I always played with being practice, seances with my brother, closest in age to me. He was very intuitive as well. We would practice and play with seances, and of course my mom had the books and we asked questions. And I mean, for us it was very natural, and it was all fun. It was all meant to serve the higher good and to learn. It was a great curiosity. And what I want to say to everyone, what Kelley said is, it is kind of like being a medium is, you do want to have a curious mind. You want to be a curious mind, right?
yes,
You want to be that, you want to be open to the spirit world and surrender to the information they're bringing through to you from the other side.
sure.
But you also want to be curious. You want to wonder, so to speak, have that wonderment, have that imagination that can really open up to new energy or new information that they're bringing to you. So,
I
yeah.
love that. Yeah, and even as a kid, my mom was very spiritual, and she was kicked out of the church because she divorced when I was a baby and left my dad, and she was a we were Episcopalian, I think it's what I was baptized, and it's like an offshoot, I guess, of Catholicism, and you weren't allowed to get divorced, and they asked her to leave the church because she left my dad. But
Mm,
it's funny, I mean, he was still like her roommate though, so he was.
that's too bad.
But, she started taking us to it wasn't called the Center for Spiritual Living back then, but it's a Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Monica, it's still there. We started attending that church when I was about 4,
Wow.
and, and they were very open, and, we played the Ouija board for fun as kids, and I got my first tarot deck when I was, like, 10 or 11. So it was something that was just always just and I grew up in Venice Beach, there's crystals everywhere. I loved crystals. And there's psychics. There's the psychic down at Venice Beach who lives in an apartment right on the boardwalk, and she's been there since I was a child, and now it's like her daughter, her granddaughter, and her great-granddaughter. It's like 4 generations. I don't know. The last time I went, they were all there still. But they're amazing, and I used to always get readings, and I loved it. I don't know.
Kelly, Kelly, I'm so happy to hear that your mother was open to this, right? I'm
Yeah, well,
so
my mom was
happy. I didn't
crazy
know that
though.
about her. What's
My
that?
mom was crazy, but yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, but
That's
my mom
wonderful.
actually did a little development with mediumship.
Mhm,
She, like, was more into astro travel and
mm,
meditation and stuff,
mm,
and talked about it often with me as a kid because I've always astro traveled, and she would help me understand it when I was really young
mhm.
because I times would have, you know, um, I'd get scared from the things because,
Yeah.
it was I understood it, but I didn't understand it as a child, and
Mhm,
so I was sometimes afraid to go to sleep
mm.
because I knew I was gonna go on a journey somewhere.
Sylvia Brown used to keep the bedroom light on or the hallway light on, because she was also scared of the night, of the dark, so I can understand that.
Yeah, I never slept with my feet off the bed because I thought somebody was gonna grab them. I mean, I
Mhm,
had a lot of fears as a kid, but it was not of the spirit world per se. I
mhm,
think it was more of the people, like, as you get older, the people around you. Like, my godfather wasn't a very nice man, and he was Native American, and, had a lot of Native American beliefs. And
Mm-hmm.
so he had often told us and me, because I love the Ouija board, that I had opened up the spirit world and now I would be haunted my whole life, and
Mm-hmm.
that they were going to poke me and prod me every night and wake me up and not let me ever rest because I wouldn't let them rest. And that stuck with me. I was about 9 when he told me that. It terrified me.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough to quit playing with the Ouija board, but it did terrify me.
Yeah, you remember it.
Yeah, and so I often had guilt about my
Mhm,
connecting with the spirit world, even
mhm,
though it's so natural that I
mhm,
tried to kind of push it aside,
mhm,
you know, and not listen. Because
mhm,
I always say my spirit team, my guides, my angels, they've done nothing but protect me or save
mhm,
me and
mhm.
warn me. And I've always listened.
I think about how many times I've been saved in my lifetime, like how many times I've been so close to something bad happening or with a car accident. I mean, and I know that my angels had stepped in and, I was able to walk away, no scratches from a getting my car totaled. I was hit by a person who ran a red light, long time ago. But I'm like, God, it could have gone so differently, and you just know that you've been protected and something amazing has happened where, we have to actually start stepping into that realization that, yep, there's angels and guides out there.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And imagine if we all connected with our angels and guides and we
Mhm.
followed that
Mhm.
that feeling, that intuition. What a better life we might have. I
Definitely.
think I was just really blessed to
Mhm.
be born with remembering, where
Mhm.
oftentimes when we're born, we forget.
Mhm.
And I believe, to remember because
Mm.
it was part of my journey.
Mm.
I chose this lifetime to remember.
To remember. I wanna ask the audience and ask our listeners, does anyone have ringing in their ears, or do they ever? Because I get that question a lot. Because I'm very clairaudient, and so if you have that sensation, please, let us know in the comments section, like, do you have
Send
ringing in your ears sometimes? Because what
Yes,
I
please
have
send
learned
that.
for me, and just to share it with this might help you, is that those are downloads for me. So when I'm getting ringing in my ears or that high pitched sound, I know that it's the spirit world connecting with me. And it could be for different reasons. It could be for a download. It could be that I need to be, paying attention and listening, taking that moment to receive the information, but also they are there to provide me with something is coming or something is on the way. Like it's almost like that bat phone in some way, or, it's almost like they want me to connect with them. So just to let you know, if anyone has, I mean, this is, and also if you have ringing in your ears, and for some people I've heard that it can be painful, you can ask the spirit world to turn it down. Hey, turn it down a little bit, guys. Like, it's uncomfortable for me. Always know that you're in charge. But they are trying to get to you. So if that helps, it could be something clairaudiently. So your hearing might be opening up in some way.
And Mia posted way before you said this, "My ears have been ringing on and off for the last several months. Never used to happen. Does it mean
Yeah.
anything?" So
Yeah.
now you know, Mia, you're getting downloads. It's
Hmm.
your clear audience coming in stronger. That's interesting to know because I've been having ringing off and on for the last month as well.
Oh, have
I
you?
do feel that, there's been a lot going on energetically in the
Hmm.
world, and I feel that I wanna say because I've had a lot of health issues last year, and I've just felt like spirit's really just giving me more guidance on my health. So
Mm,
I've
I love
appreciated
it.
it too.
So also if you have ringing in your ears, you might take that moment and, stop what you're doing if you can, and sit with spirit for 5 or 10 minutes, and breathing or meditation, and ask that question, what is that information? And if you don't receive it in those 10 minutes, we'll say, know that you've asked the question and it's out there. So you've put the question out to them. Let them get back to you on that. They're very much there to work with us. They're very much there to support us, to guide us, not to tell us what to do. It's always our decision, but to help to help encourage us or to help provide us with all these questions that we're asking, because the angels are guides. Like, they want a job, they want to help you,
Yes,
and so if you have any if you need help with healing, ask your healing angels to help you. If you need help with finances, ask your financial angels to help you, so to speak. If you have questions around finding a new house or a new place to live, ask your real estate angels. I mean, they're
yes,
they're very, and if you want to open up your intuitive abilities, definitely ask them for that as well.
yeah.
So ask them for everything, your guides, angels, spirit guides, guardian angels. It's about you understanding how being a medium or a psychic can really enrich your life, because it tunes you into your own body's energy. It tunes us into not only tuning into our own health, but tuning into our thoughts, tuning into our feelings, really, right? Because we're moving more into a heart intelligence. So it's about tuning into our feelings, that gut feeling about how do you feel about a situation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Maybe you do want to change your mind and go left rather than right, whether it's around relationships or a job or what have you. But tuning into your own power as a spiritual being, it's the most highest vibration about, and love, of course, right? Love is paramount. Love is where we come from. That's where Kelley and I work. We work from that divine level of love and compassion, always asking for the highest good to come. So set that intention for anyone that wants to be a medium or intuitive. When you sit in meditation, set your intention. Whatever it is you're wanting to create. I just want to set that intention that I'm an open channel to receive whatever it is from my most appropriate message for today, for my highest good, and always be grateful. And then you always end your meditation or your request with gratitude.
Yes, I love that, Cheryl. That is beautiful. I just have to share something really cute and funny. Brianna is my niece, and she works for me, and she's helping in the background here. And she has the show on at home. And my nephew, Leo, yes, Leo, I know you're listening. He's in listening to the show, and he's back there going, yes, ringing all the time. He needs a haircut, everybody. If anybody's got scissors, let me know. If you're in Colorado, the boy needs a haircut, okay? I always tell him I'm gonna give him a haircut because his bangs are, like, down to here.
Oh my God.
Anyways, lots
That's
of
funny.
lots of
He says
great
so. The
information
haircut.
today, and I feel like we're getting so many amazing questions,
Mhm,
Cheryl,
mhm.
and there's so many email questions. Oh my gosh, I love this. So I think we need to do another week of this.
I agree, Kelley. I mean, we could share and help people understand and really be a service to others. So I'm all for that.
And I had another great idea. I'm just gonna throw this out here to the whole show. Cheryl, we could do little, 1-minute videos answering some of these and post it on our social media,
Oh, I'd love
and
that
we
too.
can post, like, to whoever, asked the question. We don't have to put their whole name, but, like, their first
Mhm,
name and maybe their initial to the
mhm,
last name and, be like, "Here's your answer." I think that
mhm.
would be really fun as well.
That would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you, Kelley? I know we need to do another show about this, maybe even more, because our audience is asking, and that's who we're working with right now. We're serving. We're trying to be of service in our field as mediums and psychics. And really, in doing so, we do teach and we share our information, whether it's on this, radio show, or I know, Kelley, you have a center. Can you share with us your classes coming up,
Oh, yeah.
whether they're online or at your center, how you're helping people?
So I have, a center in Sacramento. It's called, the Love and Light Center, and I have some in-person events happening, this September, oh my gosh, how'd I go there? March 3rd, I have what's called, Heavenly Happy Hour. The name is courtesy of Allison Gannon. She came up that name for me. Anyways, it's wine and spirits at my center. You get food as well, and you get to hang out with everybody on me as well. We'll be there for almost 3 hours, and I'll be doing readings for as many people as I can. And not everybody will get a reading, but it's a lot of fun. We're going to have a great time, great wine, great food. I'm going to have somebody come in and cater all the food who is a really good up and coming chef. So I'm very excited about that. So if you're in the Sacramento area or in the somewhere close enough to drive in, it's from 7 I think to 9:30 or 7 to 10. I can't remember, but it's on my website, and Brianna just put the link to sign up for it.
Mhm.
I also have my mentorship starting in March. I have 3 different ones. I have one that's online for all levels, and we meet once a month, as well as everybody that joins my mentorship is automatically enrolled into my development circle, which is every 2 weeks on Tuesday nights. So they would get all of that. And then I have level 1 and level 2, which meet at my office once a month and then online every 2 weeks. So they're 3-month mentorships. It's a lot of fun. We have a great group. We all meet online together. All 3 of the groups meet online at the development circle. And I think we're up to like 16 people already, which is so exciting. 15 or 16. I'm so happy. So we have a great group of reoccurring people that have like taken it before and new people. So
Mhm.
super exciting, super fun. I love teaching. We always have fun at teaching. There's no wrongs, only lessons. That's what I always say, that you can't do anything wrong. You're just learning.
Oh, it's wonderful. That's
Yeah, it's a
great.
safe space, and there's
Love
my
it.
classes. What about you, Cheryl? Why don't you share, what you have going on?
Yeah, tomorrow I have a great event and there's still 2 tickets left. So if you're interested, I'm doing a small online group reading event with only 8 people maximum. I think there's 2 seats left. You can find that information out on my website, mediumcheryl.com, on my events page. Thank you very much, Brianna, for posting that. But it's called Circle of Love. Tomorrow I do them monthly. So tomorrow it starts at 4 p.m. Pacific time. I'd love to see you there. Also in March, I am doing an event with Thomas John. That will also be online. We are doing mediumship readings. So I do mediumship readings tomorrow night for my small group of 8 people, and then I'm doing a large event in March with March 15th with Thomas. That is called Healing Messages. That is also online. So both he and I will be working together to create more and more, as many readings as we can in the time we have. I'd love to see you there. So sign up for my newsletter. I have these wonderful videos for you that are free when you sign up for my 5 top tools to ignite your psychic and your mediumistic abilities. So check out my website and, get me on social too, because I know me and Kelley, we're on TikTok, we're on IG, on Instagram. So really, look for us on social. We try to reach as many people as we can. We thank all of our listeners for today. We thank all of our followers, all of our subscribers.
Yes, well, thank you, Cheryl. That's great. You got a lot packed in there, so thank you. I mean, I never think of my social media or any of that. And our websites, like follow our websites too. I think we
Yep.
both have our website up here.
Yep.
And our social media handle. She's at Medium Cheryl. I'm at Medium Kelley. And notice how Kelley is spelled with an EY. Yeah,
Right.
we appreciate you all. We will be back next week with another great show. We were supposed to be doing a show about spiritual tools, cards, pendulums, crystals, but I really would like to make it another week of this. What do
Let's
you
do
think,
it.
Cheryl?
Let's do it. I think I think the iron is hot, we have to
Yeah,
go where where the audience, where the questions are. And we thank you guys so much for all the questions, and please keep sending questions to our website, which is questions@seeingbeyondradio.com. That's our email. And of course, you can join our mailing list at seeingbeyondradio.com website. But we appreciate all your questions and keep them coming, because we are so happy to help you with really your spiritual journey. We're here to help you with more tools or more ways, more steps that you can connect with your own higher guidance system, with your own guides, your own angels, and your own departed loved ones. And know that you're here for a very special reason, that this is a very important time in history, that we are here to help others and to help serve and to really help open our light for the planet and for humanity. So we're really creating this beautiful high vibration of light and love, and we're so happy and grateful that we're a part of it.
Exactly. What everything Cheryl said,
I know.
well, that's what I'm saying too. She has such a beautiful way of putting things together. I think I do that at times
You
too,
do, you
but
do.
it just starts to flow out like she does. But man, I feel like it comes so natural for you. It's
Thank
amazing.
you.
I love it.
Thank
You have
you.
the greatest voice ever. Thank
Thank
you, everybody. We
you.
appreciate you, and I'm sorry we didn't get all the questions, but I'm sure gonna use some of these questions in some videos,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna try to answer them. So thank you, and we will definitely be back next week to answer them. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. You've been listening to Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. Join us again for part 2 of Ask a Medium. All right, we'll see you next Wednesday. Love to all.
The truth is here and now on WLTKDB Talk Radio at WLTKDB.com.